Congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles on winning Super Bowl 59 and putting a stamp on what was a roller coaster of a 2024 NFL season.
Kellen, let's run this. Let's run this shit back, Kellen.
It's my pleasure to introduce the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints, Kellen Moore.
It's already time to turn the page to next season. So how about we dive into our way too early edition of the 2025 NFL Power Rankings. Number 32, Cleveland Browns. The Browns went to woeful 3-14 with Myles Garrett on defense. How much worse can it get now that the franchise face wants out? Garrett's inevitable departure puts Cleveland in the driver's seat for the top pick in 2026. Number 31, Tennessee Titans. The Titans have a million options with the number 1 pick. Trade it to the highest bidder or keep it. Take a chance on a boomer bust QB prospect, or go with a safer pick like Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. Hey, no pressure at all on new GM Mike Bergonzi. Number 30, New York Giants. The Giants are giving the Joe Shane, Brian Daboll regime another year to correct themselves. That all starts with figuring out the quarterback situation after finally moving on from all-time bust Daniel Jones. The next priority is to find another stud pass catcher to complement 2024 rookie sensation Malik Neighbors. Number 29, Las Vegas Raiders. Absolutely love the Raiders hiring if Pete Carroll is the head coach. Finally, a proven winner and culture builder who can fix this franchise. Vegas may just be one QB away now from emerging as a threat in the AFC. Number 28, New York Jets. New York Jets head coach Aaron Glenn and GM Darren Muji have already decided that they're moving on from Aaron Rodgers. As this is a pretty weak QB class, look for the Jets to target a bridge QB option. Number 27, New England Patriots. The Patriots ace the hiring of former fan favorite Mike Vrabel as their new head coach. With $110 million in cap space and the number 4 pick in their back pockets, they really have the potential to accelerate the rebuild and quickly reform into a playoff contender. Number 26, New Orleans Saints. A tough cap situation means that the Saints will likely have to churn out a similar aging, expensive, and very underwhelming core of starters in 2025. We loved the hiring of Eagles OC Kellen Moore as head coach, but this squad also feels like a safe bet to finish with a top 5 pick next year. Number 25, Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young's improved play in the second half bought him another chance to solidify himself as the Panthers' long-term QB. Now GM Dan Morgan must spend his ample cap space to address the many roster flaws, which include the O-line, wide receiver room, and defense. Number 24, Jacksonville Jaguars. After a sour end to the Doug Peterson era, the Jags followed the trend of hiring a young offensive-minded coach. Enter Liam Cohen.
Duval.
If Cohen comes as advertised, the Jags could re-emerge as a threat to win the division in 2025. Number 23, Indianapolis Colts. We honestly cannot understand the decision to give Chris Ballard a millionth season at the helm, but Jim Irsay's gonna put loyalty over championships, we suppose. Otherwise, the offseason has got off to a good start with the hiring of Lou Anarumo as the new defensive coordinator. Number 22, Chicago Bears. The Bears came away with the biggest prize of the 2025 head coach hiring cycle. None other than Detroit Lions OC Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams had a superb rookie year despite being surrounded by terrible coaching, so there are absolutely no excuses for the Bears in 2025. Number 21, Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are giving the Monty Austin-Ford Jonathan Gannon regime another year following a brutal late-season collapse. The good news, there is a lot of cap space to work with and no core players headed to free agency. Number 20, Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys continue to be a circus show thanks to the ignorance of Jerry Jones. Why wait too long to cut ties with Mike McCarthy? Why did you even bother interviewing Deion Sanders? Brian Schottenheimer is your choice as head coach? Really?
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes.
Number 19, Atlanta Falcons. We know Michael Penix Jr. will be the starting QB in 2025. The real question is if Kirk Cousins will be the league's most expensive backup, or if the Falcons will manage to find a taker via trade. So don't expect any major splashes from GM Terry Fontenot. Number 18, Miami Dolphins. If Tua Tagovailoa didn't miss 6 games, Miami could have easily snuck in as a wildcard team. As long as he's healthy, the Dolphins will always have a chance. Remember, top pass rushers Jalen Calvin Phillips and Bradley Chubb missed 13 and all 17 games respectively. With better health luck, Mike McDaniel's group could really challenge Buffalo for the AFC East crown. Number 17, Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks' 10-7 finish actually marked their best record since 2020, but it wasn't enough to make the playoffs. So you can't blame GM John Schneider and head coach Mike McDonald if they decide to keep the same core intact. It bodes well that Seattle hired Clint Kubiak to replace Ryan Grubb at OC. Number 16, San Francisco 49ers. Injuries and some bad bounces and close games sunk the 49ers, who finished dead last in the NFC West with a 6-11 record. Well, we got some news for ya. They are far too deep and far too talented to be that bad again. The main question is if San Fran can extend Brock Purdy before week 1, or if he'll have the contract year hovering over him in 2025. Number 15, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have a tough decision to make. Bring back Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, or neither. One way or another, the QB situation must be resolved. Number 14, Cincinnati Bengals. There is zero pressure on owner Mike Brown and de facto GM Duke Tobin, who only have to extend superstar wideouts Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and 2024 sacks champion Trey Hendrickson. Number 13, Los Angeles Rams. Cooper Kupp publicly announced that the Rams will trade him, and it's still unclear if they'll retain Matthew Stafford for 2025. But once these situations are addressed, we'll have a much better idea of where to actually rank the Rams. Number 12, Denver Broncos. Coming off a surprise return to the postseason, the franchise's first in 9 years, the future is now trending up in Mile High City. The main priority is bringing in new weapons for Bo Nix because, Courtland Sutton was the only real difference maker for the rookie QB. Number 11, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If the Bucs don't retain Chris Godwin, the front office will have to dip its feet into the free agent pool or trade market to find a replacement. Get that sorted, and they'll comfortably be the team to beat in the NFC South. Number 10, Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers will have about $73 million in cap space to bolster a deep roster that won 11 games last season. Getting another stud pass catcher for Justin Herbert would go a long way to take this unit to another level. Number 9, Houston Texans. If the Texans didn't lose both Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs to season-ending injuries, well, they could have very well upset Kansas City in the divisional round. But, extending Diggs is going to be a key to keeping this offense at its ceiling. Number 8, Green Bay Packers. Josh Jacobs said what had to be said. The Packers need a number 1 receiver. Pure and simple. This is the time for Brian Gutekunst to stop being conservative and actually make a big play or two for established star receivers. Number 7, Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings haven't made a final decision on the future of Sam Darnold, but logic suggests that he'll price himself out of town and let Kevin O'Connell move forward with J.J. McCarthy. The Vikings have about $70 million in cap space to tinker their roster. Number 6, Washington Commanders. All Jaden Daniels did was produce the best rookie QB season ever and lead Washington to 12 wins in the NFC Championship game, the franchise's first appearance since 1991. Oh, and the NFC runner-ups have just over $77 million in cap space to work with this offseason. Sheesh, as if they weren't scary enough to begin with. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. Ronnie Stanley and Patrick McCary headline Baltimore's pending free agents. An already lackluster secondary will likely move on from Marcus Williams in a cap-saving move, so it's going to be interesting to see how Eric DeCosta replaces the stalwart veterans that depart for greener pastures. Number 4, Buffalo Bills. The Bills season ended with another gut-wrenching loss to the Chiefs in the playoffs, but come on, let's not act like this was a failure of a year. Josh Allen won his first MVP in year 1 without Stephon Diggs after all.
Wow, MVP. Let's get this out of the way first. Stephon Diggs, you're a bum? Yeah, I said it.
Number 3, Detroit Lions. The Lions' dream season ended with a brutal 45-31 loss to the Commanders in the divisional round. But we refuse to make mountains out of molehills here. Honestly, the Lions don't have to do much roster tinkering this offseason. They just need better luck on the injury front, especially on defense. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. It's too easy to overreact after one heartbreaking loss and just assume that the sky is falling. There's little time to sulk about it though. The Chiefs have a long list of pending free agents. First, they need to know what Travis Kelce's plans for the future are. Then, they need to go about reshaping the offensive line and wide receiver core. Number 1, Philadelphia Eagles. Well, that was one Super Bowl-sized cherry on top of a thrilling 2024 season, now wasn't it? Not only did the Eagles take down the Chiefs and deny their three-peat bid in Super Bowl 59, but they absolutely annihilated the defending champs. Major congrats to the Eagles on winning their second Super Bowl in 8 seasons. It's not a stretch much to say that this could be the start of a dynasty.
And so to me, it's that simple. Yes, this team could be their own dynasty.
But hey, what do you think is the NFL team to beat heading into 2025? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.